there! I'm a mother of 2 children and one of them has HLHS or hypoplastic left heart syndrome child or half heart syndrome. Okay, we got rid of that. So today I want to tell you a little bit about our journey after we left the hospital after the second operation and before we went to a rehabilitation stay. The time period I'm talking about is 1 month, so basically 4 weeks, and that's what happened in those 4 weeks. We left the hospital with a feeding tube. I'm sorry, you noticed I'm not a native. Sorry for everything that comes with it, but with English you can reach more people. That's why I decided on speaking in English. My tongue today is not feeling well. No, okay. So, the second operation got on really nice. Everything went according to plan. Our hospital doesn't plan on releasing HLHS children without their feeding tube, so that was also quite normal for us. But I tried to get rid of the feeding tube already in the hospital. I didn't succeed because I always put the safety of the child first. So after the first operation, I could get rid of it because he drank, or I bottle fed him and he drank a decent amount of milk. Yeah, milk. And after the second operation he didn't. And that's why I had trouble getting rid of the tubing feed, and after we left the hospital I was like, okay, we need a specialist. That's the first thing I learned. People who can get rid of feeding tubes are speech therapists. Didn't know that before, was really surprised. Next thing I was really surprised by was they are there for feeding disorders, and if you have a feeding tube, you have a feeding disorder. Didn't know that either, was surprised by it, accepted it and carried on basically. So, okay. Just have to count where we are right now. So I found a specialist on her website. It said especially that she is there for feeding disorders and especially for feeding tubes. So I thought, perfect, our girl. So we went to her and she told us after those operations, normally I think it's called the diaphragm, is really tense, and to soften it you can go to an osteotherapist. I hope that's what it's called in English, I'm sorry if not. And they will basically massage your child and loosen the diaphragm and every tense muscle in your body. So we looked for one who could do that. We found one. We went to her, and at that stage he started drinking at 50 milliliters, and then he slowly decreased his drinking ability to, I think it was 10 or 20 milliliters by that time. So we went to the osteotherapist and she massaged him. Sorry if it's not the correct term to say massaged him. Don't know. And we were thrilled by the results because he drank 100 milliliters. It was awesome, and we thought, yes, this is going to work, and that's it. Well, no, it wasn't, because the 100 milliliters only occurred once, and after that he stopped drinking and we had to tube feed him all the time. After this occurrence, we went to our speech therapist again, and she told us, okay, what you have here is not a feeding problem or not a feeding disorder, so she can't help us. Great, awesome! We want to get rid of a feeding tube, not being told that we can't get rid of it, and that's not in her power. So yeah, basically, because we had this rehabilitation stay in front of us, I think it was only 2 weeks to go to there, and in the rehabilitation center they also have a specialist who specializes on getting rid of tube feeding. We thought, okay, let's leave it there. We are going to manage this problem in the rehabilitation center. And that's it. I was really exhausted. I know tube feeding is necessary, well, But I was exhausted because I pumped milk, and I pumped milk every 4 hours, even at night, so I couldn't sleep through. And with my daughter, I knew how it can be with breastfeeding. So with my daughter, if she got hungry at night, I was just pulling her to me, giving her my breast, and then I fell asleep again, and she, as soon as she was full, just slept too. And yeah, with pumping I had to stay awake, and that was quite difficult, and I was really, really exhausted. I really, really hated it, but I knew for me this was the best option. Okay, after rambling on about tube feeding and everything, I'm sorry. No, I'm really not. And yeah, next time I'm trying to tell you a little bit more about our stay in the rehabilitation center and why I looked forward to this. And yes, that's basically it for today. Bye!